what I've learned from my journey. And if I was to restart, if I was to start again, if I was over 200 kilos, this would be the one secret ingredient. This would be the one tip. This would be the one strategy that I would constantly apply in my nutrition. I would apply in my exercise to be able to get that result. So for me right now, I've been able to lose up to 80 kilos within the last 3 years. But if I applied this secret into my journey, like if today was day one for me, I'll probably get this. I'll probably get the result that I got in the last 3 years. I'll get it in 12 months. Easy, 120%. Now, what is it? Very, very simple, guys. Simplicity. Keeping it extremely simple. There's a pattern that I've seen in my journey, guys. There's a pattern that's seen in my journey and that I've seen other people. The reason why they stop, the reason why there's inconsistency, the reason why they don't hit the 20 kilos. They can lose 5, 10, but they can't lose the 20. They can't go from 20 kilos to 30 kilos, to go from 30 to 40 kilos, 40 kilos to 50 kilos. And even if they do get up to the point where they lose 50 kilos, the reason why they put it back on is because they stop doing what I've just shared with you. They stop keeping it simple in their journey. So what I've learned for myself, like for me, one of the biggest mistakes that I applied to my journey when I first started was I used to just think that I used to think that it had to be technical. Okay, and hear me out on this, guys. Like in my mind, I was like, when I first started, because there's a lot of information out there. The reason why I call this real talk is just to kind of give it straight to you guys. Like, this is it, right? Back in the days when 2015, 16, obviously you have people on Instagram, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. You've got all this free content that people are delivering. People are saying, do this, do this, do this. And a lot of the time, all this information that you're learning and, do the paleo diet, do the keto diet, do the shake diet, do the water diet, do the cookie diet. There's all these different information out there. And a lot of the time you can be so consumed in all this information, you don't even know where to start. You know what I mean? I used to sit there and watch Ronnie Coleman. Arnold Schwarzenegger, just like pumping iron, right? Pumping weights. And I'm like, man, I need to go to the gym. But I haven't been going to the gym for years. I had no routine around going to the gym. But because I'm watching Ronnie Coleman, I'm watching Arnold, and they're smashing out the weights, I'm like, man, I need to get a gym membership. In my mind, I'm like, I need to get a gym membership. And then I seen this other influencer. He was, he had these meal preps. He was prepping his meals, and every single week, you watch those vlogs, right? You got those vlogs, and they're preparing their meals on Monday or on Saturday or Sunday, and they prepare their meals for the week, and they're like, do it like this, and you got to have 6 meals a day. Eat 6 meals a day. Apparently, this works. And then in my mind, I'm like, no, I need to eat 6 meals a day. I need to prepare my meals. I need to have containers. And you make it very, very technical. And that's what I did. I made it very technical. I told my wife, I need to get a gym membership. She's like, why don't you just go for a walk? She's like, honey, why don't you just go for a walk? I'm like, no. I need to go to the gym. That's what I need. Or with meals. With meals, I was like, no, I need to get light and easy. Now I seen this commercial. And the commercial said that, they sold it to me. They basically sold the idea of that I needed to get light and easy. I was like, it's affordable, it's like $150, and the meals come prepared, and all you need to do is take it out of the freezer, put it into the microwave, and that's it. Like, the idea behind it was like simple. It's like, oh, I thought that was the way. And so obviously I applied it, and then I lost a bit of weight. I'd lose 1 or 2 kilos, 3 kilos, probably get up to like, 6, 7 kilos within 2-3 weeks. But then what happened was I couldn't stick to it. I just couldn't stick to going to the gym. I couldn't stick to light and easy. And so guess what happened? It just started to stock up in the fridge, and I started to eat, I think I got the breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So then I started having the breakfast, and then the lunch I started eating something else, and you tend to justify. You tend to kind of justify eating something else. And then I was eating, the light and easy, and I was eating something else. And then for dinner time, I was eating the light and easy, but then I was eating like 2 to 3 light and easy. You know what I mean? So it wasn't sustainable, guys. It wasn't sustainable. So if you're going to ask me, Felice, how have you been able to lose up to 80 kilos? This is it, guys. Don't simplify everything. The more restricted your nutrition, the more restricted the exercise, it's not sustainable. Let me give you guys an example. So obviously we know how it is, been through this COVID-19. Yeah, COVID-19 hit us hard. It's completely changed 2020 is going to be so memorable, right? But when in March, or in Sydney, in like February, March, that's when COVID this year started to like hit, and you started to see the changes. And then, by April, they started to restrict. They had limitations. They still do, but it came to a point where they're like, okay, everyone has to stay home, right? Everyone has to, our kids couldn't go to school. Most people working from home. And at the first, when these came out, everyone was like, yeah, you don't have to go to church. You can work from home. There was a sense of excitement, you know what I mean? Because we could stay home, right? The first couple of days, a sense of excitement. But then what happened was we went from 3 days to 1 week. From 1 week to 2 to 3 weeks, you couldn't have birthdays. You couldn't have people to come over. You couldn't go to other people's houses. The shops were, you couldn't really eat out. And so it became very restrictive, but then also at the same time, it went to a point where we went from like 3 to 4 to 5, 6, and the longer the restrictions went, the more frustrating life became. Do you guys agree? It wasn't normal. And so what happened? We got frustrated. Everyone was getting frustrated. So the reason why I'm giving you guys that example, and you know what? Just to kind of, man, I feel sorry for people that are in Melbourne. So if you're watching this and you're in Melbourne, man, my heart goes out to you guys, man. Like, honestly, we've got brothers in Melbourne right now, and I just can't imagine what you guys are going through right now, still being restricted and not being able to leave the house, and so much restrictions around. You can't do the normal things. So my heart goes out to you guys. But that is just a great example of what people do in their journey. You know what I mean? Like, you just restrict. You're like, no more soft drinks, no more this, no more this, no more this. And you start to number off things. You're like, things that you've been doing for so many years. You're like, you've probably been eating bread your whole life, and you're like, all right, no more bread. Like, no more bread, Felice. You're probably drinking Coke every single day for the last 10 years, 5 years. You're like, no more Coke. And it sounds good. The strategy does sound right. Yes, you're going to lose weight. But what I'm saying is, if you want to lose up to 50 to 100 kilos, that strategy is not going to work because it's too restrictive. And then guess what happens? It's not sustainable. To be able to lose 50 to 100 kilos, it's all about consistency and sustainability. How can you do one thing and how can you keep doing it? Does that make sense? How can you if you're going to do one thing, so if you're going to say, you know what, I'm not going to have any more carbs, I'm not going to eat bread anymore. But you've been eating bread for the last 5 years. It's not sustainable. You know what I mean? Like, if you have never worked out, if you haven't been working out for 10 years, let's say you haven't been working out for the last 12 months or the last 24 months, and you're like, oh, no, I need to go and I need a gym membership. I need to go do F45. I don't have anything against F45. I don't have anything against CrossFit. I do CrossFit now. I go to the gym and I do CrossFit, right? So I don't have anything against it. But what I'm trying to say is, if you have not been working out, if you do not have a routine around training, around exercising, you don't have the discipline. Don't just go out there and get a 24-month gym membership. Don't just go out there and sign up to F45 and get it in a lock-in contract for 6 months. Why? Because most likely you won't be able to stick to it. The idea behind you doing it makes sense. Yes, you're going to lose weight and stuff like that, but sustainability, like you haven't been exercising. You don't have no routine around exercising. So what would be my approach? If you would ask me, Felice, okay, Felice, I'm starting my journey today. What would you do? This is what I would do if I was just starting off my journey. If today when I was over 200 kilos and I'm starting again, these are the 3 things that I'll implement so that I could sustain consistency, so that I could see results, but also so that I can enjoy the journey. See, what happens is when you make it very restrictive, when you're like, I don't want to, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to have bread. I'm not going to have soft drinks. I'm not going to have pizza. I'm not going to have junk food. But you've been eating like that. It's not going to be enjoyable. And what happens? You're going to burn yourself out. So these will be the 3 things that I'll definitely apply on my journey. If I'm trying to get to a point where I'm trying to lose 50 to 100 kilos, get to that point. Number 1, 30 minutes of walking every single day. Hear me out on this, guys. Hear me out on this. I'm telling you. I'm telling you from someone that's been in the trenches. I'm telling you from someone that used to weigh over 200 kilos and I've been able to lose up to 80 kilos right now. Listen to me. This is free content I'm giving you guys. Walk for 30 minutes every day. That's it. That's it. You don't need you don't need a gym membership. Right? Before you even get a gym membership, do this for 30 days. If you can exercise for 30 minutes every single day for the next 30 days, then go get a gym membership. Because I'm telling you, if you don't, you're just gonna waste time, waste money. That would be the exercise. And one thing that I do know is that with exercise, with 30 minutes of walking, it's a lot more easy, it's a lot more achievable. You can walk around your block. I still walk until today. I still do 30 minutes of walking. With the brothers that I coach, every time when they come through, when they first come through, they have to do 30 minutes of walking for 30 days. That's it. If you don't do it, then you don't get to the next level. Because what's going to happen is what you're going to learn. It's more about what you're going to learn and what you're going to get out of the 30 minutes of walking. You're going to build discipline in your life. What's going to happen is work. What's going to happen is the weather. There are some days where it's going to be hot. There are some days where it's going to be cold. There are some days that you're going to be busy throughout the day. In the morning, you might be working 10 to 12 hours. I'm not really sure. But if you have the discipline to walk for 30 minutes, just put your joggers on. Just put your joggers on and walk around the block. Take the kids with you, brother. Take the missus with you. Take your wife with you. Walk with her. I guarantee you, it will be enjoyable. You feel good, fresh air. And at the same time, depending on your weight, you'll probably be burning between 300 to 500 calories. When I was over 200 kilos and I was doing 30-minute walks for 30 days, I was burning like 600 to 700 calories just for walking. And then what you do is you just increase your intensity. Interval. Run, walk fast from one pole to the next pole. Jog. You know what I mean? So, but just by doing that, this would be the first thing that I'll implement, exercise. Secondly, nutrition. Don't do diets. Okay, hear me out on this. You don't need Light and Easy. You don't need Jenny Craig. You don't need the Man Shake. You don't need none of that. All right? Download an app called MyFitnessPal. It's a free app. Okay? MyFitnessPal. And then what I would do, if this was me, is when you create an account, it's going to tell you how many calories that you need to stay under. So depending on your height, your weight, your activity level, it might be 3,000 calories. It might be 4,000 calories, depending on your weight. And all I would do if I was you, okay, is just log in what you eat. Everything that you put in your mouth, every single thing that you put in your mouth, log it in MyFitnessPal into the app. And what's going to happen is it's going to deduct from the overall calorie intake that you should have every single day. And the goal is just to not go over. Don't go over that calorie. That's it. So if your calories like 3,000 a day, just eat 2,900 calories. That's it. I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. You eat chocolate, put it in there. You eat a double quarter pounder meal from Macca's, put it in there. You eat KFC, put it in there. But the whole objective is just to stay under your calories. Now, I can go on and on arguing this point, but I really believe it works. It does work. Think about it. It's simple, it's easy, it's achievable, it's sustainable. Okay? So those are the first two things. Number one, 30 minutes of walking. That means you're burning between 400 to 600 calories. Okay? Hear me out on this. And then on top of that, if you're implementing MyFitnessPal, you're logging in your meals. Don't worry about diet or anything. Just keep it very simple. And you're logging in your meals, and you're staying. Let's just say you're staying 300 calories under your overall calorie intake. If you have any questions, comment below, and I'll answer. Right? I'll answer these questions. But so if you stay 500 under your calories, say 3,000, and you're eating 2,500 calories, 500 calories. You understand? That's a lot of calories, right? That you're not eating. And then on top of that, because you did your 30 minutes of walking, let's say you burn another 500 calories. That's 1,000 calories you burnt. You've burnt. So you've been able to exercise. You've been able to eat the foods that you like. So you're kind of enjoying the journey, right? It's not restrictive. It's enjoyable. And if you burn 1,000 calories and you eat the food that you love for 7 days, that's 7,000 calories. Do you know how many calories you need to burn 1 kilo? 7,000 calories. That's how easy it is, guys. I am not good at maths, but I do know that. It takes you need to burn about 7,000 calories to burn 1 kilo. It's easy, it's achievable, it's sustainable. So those are the two things. Number three, the third thing that I would suggest for you guys to do. Okay, so if you've noticed, exercise and nutrition is very, very simple. The third thing that I'll get for you guys that I would do, that I would implement, is accountability. You need to find accountability, guys. Now, if you're a married man, you put on more than 30 kilos, I've got a free coaching group, community on Facebook. It's a closed group. It's for free. Come into that group and go and share your journey. Keep yourself accountable to that group. Okay. If not, go out there and find an accountability partner. Find someone out there that's on the journey and do it with them. Don't do this alone. And on top of that, don't do it with your wife. Like, do it with your wife, but try to find someone else out there other than your partner. Why? Because it's challenging. It's hard. Like I used to get my wife to keep me accountable, and it does work. Like she's played a massive role, but obviously we're married, and obviously we've got children, and sometimes it became a stressful kind of tension between us. And so what I would suggest is go out there and find people out there, you know, other brothers out there. If you're a sister, go find sisters out there that are on the journey. Do it with them. Create a closed Facebook page. Create a messenger and send videos every single day. Go live, send a video and say, hey, sisters, you know what I mean? Like, this is what I would do. I'll just create like a messenger group. I would get 3 to 4 friends of mine, and I'll be like, hey, do you guys want to do like a 30-day challenge for free? And let's keep each other accountable every single day. And what we can do is every single day when we do our walk and we do a workout, post that video in the messenger. Bang, accountability. Do that for 30 days. Okay. So overall, if you want to get to the point where you can lose 50 to 100 kilos, the principle that I'm trying to get across to you, that I want you to think and that you need to apply, is how do I keep it simple? How do I keep it simple? How do I keep it simple? How do I simplify it? The enemy to execution, the enemy to you that's going to hold you back, that's going to become an obstacle, is when you overcomplicate things. You don't overcomplicate it. I know it's easy, especially online right now. Man, my nose is just itchy, eh? Yeah, so it can be very hard, especially when you're consuming a lot of information. You can be on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, and you can see different content. You can be watching vlogs, right? And you can see people will say different ideas. People are like, do this diet, do this diet, do this strategy, you know. And a lot of the time you can be filled up with so information that you don't know where to start. So my suggestion for you, brother, my suggestion for anyone that's watching this right now is keep it simple. Ask yourself every single day, how do I simplify the nutrition? How do I simplify the exercise? How do I simplify accountability? And if you can simplify it and apply the 3 things that I've just shared with you, it will, I guarantee you, it will get you to about to 20 to 30 kilos. I guarantee you. Just stay under your calories, log your meals in every single day, 30 minutes of walking, accountability. I guarantee you, you can get up to 30 kilos just by applying that. Guarantee you. Okay? If I was to do this, if I was to day one and start my journey again, I guarantee you I'll get the result that I've gotten in the last 3 years. I'll get it in 12 months just by applying this. Okay. Other than that, guys, I thought I wanted to share this with you. If it's valuable, please comment below. Please feel free to share this. If you have any questions, comment below. If you don't, that's fine. Just DM me, and I'd love to help out in any way possible. Other than that, if this has become valuable for you guys, please share your thoughts below. Yeah, man, let's create a community. Let's vibe. And I'm still learning. I want to be able to learn off you. If you're gonna apply the 3 strategies that I've just shared with you, please comment below. What are your experiences? What questions do you have around MyFitnessPal? What questions do you have around 30 minutes of walking? What questions do you have around accountability? Ask me below. Questions. Put your questions there, and I promise I will find time for today to be able to answer that. Other than that, guys, much love. Off for Atul, keep it 120, and I'll chat to you guys soon.